Let us compare and contrast load and insert commands. These are the main approaches using which we get data into Spark Metastore tables. Load will copy the files by dividing them into blocks. It is similar to HDFS dfs-put command, where the source files will be copied into the HDFS location pointed by our Spark Metastore table by dividing those files into blocks if the file sizes are big. Load is the fastest way of getting data into Spark Metastore tables because it deals at file level. However, there will be minimal validations at file level. When it comes to data level, there will be no transformations or validations. If we need to perform any transformation, and if you want to store somewhere in Spark Metastore tables, then we have to use insert only. We will not be able to use load command. Here are some of the usage scenarios with respect to the insert. If the delimiters in your source files and the table level delimiters are different, then we can use insert command to insert into the target table with the delimiters specified while creating the target table if it is text file format. Your source files can be text file and your target files can be Parquet or ORC. Even in that scenario, you should be able to use insert command. For both these approaches, you need to have a stage table. The stage table has to be in line with your source files, and using this stage table you can query and then you can actually insert into the target table with different delimiters or different file format than the source files. We can also use insert to load data into partitioned or bucketed tables if bucketing is supported. Any business rules if you want to apply and if you want to store the results somewhere in Spark Metastore tables, even in those scenarios, we typically use insert command. And this is the most widely used scenario compared to any other scenarios. We also use insert quite extensively to get data from the landing zone into the curated zone or the zone which will contain the transformed data. That being said, let's see some of the anomalies with respect to getting data into the target tables using load command. In this case, I am connecting to itversity retail database. Then I am dropping order items table, creating this order items table as Parquet, and I am trying to load the file which is in this location. If you go to this location and if you review the files, they are of type text file format. You can also say view, paste the path and then type the file name and you should be able to see the records in this file. It is nothing but a text file, and now I am trying to load these data into the target table which is created using Parquet file format. Now let me run this command. You see it did not throw any error, it just copied the file into that location that is pointed by this table. You can actually validate by saying hdfs dfs-ls. Already we have this, we can just copy paste this. You can see a file here. It is of type text file format. You can also run tail command. I'm just copying this path and pasting as part of hdfs dfs-tail command, and you should be able to see the records here. They are in plain text format. That's why we are able to see the output here. Now I can actually run this query and it will throw errors. Even though load worked successfully, the query will fail with error because the target file is not a Parquet file format. So this is the anomaly with load command. As long as the source files and the table are consistent, the load command will work. If there is any inconsistency, it can be the delimiters in case of text files for both source and target, or the file formats, or any other type of inconsistency, the load command will not work. But load is the fastest way of getting the data into the target table compared to insert. Any transformations required, we have to use insert command, and we will see the details about how to use insert command to get query results into the table as part of the subsequent topics.